Hello, welcome to Sharon Creativity and Company. My name is Sharon Cheng, and today I'm going to show you how to make this little box that when you open it, gives you plenty of room for treats, but it's easy to close using this closure that I'm going to show you at the end of the video. First, let's get started on the box. You're going to start by taking a sheet of cardstock and cutting it to 8 1/4 by 11 inches. And if you've watched my in a minute tutorial on why I color my markers, you'll know then that on this first side I'm actually going to start with the white markers, and I'm going to score at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Then I'm going to turn it, and now I'm going to use the neutral colored markers, and I'm going to score at 1 3/8, 4 1/8, 6 7/8, and 9 5/8. After I've got it scored, I'm going to show you how to cut it. I do have the measurements on at the end of this video. However, it's going to be much easier if instead of following the measurements, you just use this quick and easy tip. The Stampin' Trimmer has a line right down the center of its cutting mat, and what I did is I'm just lining up the center score line on both ends, and then this little cutting tool cuts when I press down. So I'm going to line it up with the first score mark, press down, pull to the second line, and then I'm going to do the same thing from the third to the fourth line. Then I'm going to move it down to the next section and do the same thing. First score line to the second and third score line to the fourth. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do the first measurement at 2 1/4, and I'm going to cut, and this time I'm going to leave it up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut from the top line to the first score mark, and then the second score mark to the bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing at 8 3/4. I'm going to also cut from the top to the first score line and the second score line to the bottom. After I get all that done, I'm going to fold on all the score marks, and I'll end up with this little piece here. And I find it easier to make the box first, and so I'm just putting that together. These were the ends. This is how they looked when they were open, and I'm just folding them up. And I hope you don't mind, I'm not taking the time to actually add the adhesive, because I think you can see how it works without my doing that. And that's your little box. Now I've added designer series paper and decorated up the box, but let's talk a little bit about the closure. For the closure, it looks like that there is a label that has got brads holding it down on both sides. What it actually is the smallest deco label with a 1/4 inch circle punched out on one side. This side, the brad is put down through all the layers of the box just like you'd expect. On this side, it's actually only down on the box itself, and then you just close it this way and add it across the top. Now, how did I get my custom colored brads? It's pretty simple, thanks to the new blendability markers and Stampin' Up's clear rhinestones. All you do is you just color whatever color you want with the blendability markers. It won't work with the water-based markers, and you have your custom colored rhinestones. I made the brad with it using the candy dot brad bases. This is what it actually looks like. This is where you would put the candy dot, and instead the largest rhinestone fits just perfectly. You may find while there's adhesive on the back of the rhinestones, because you're going to metal, that it may be easier to use a mini glue dot to hold everything together. So as promised, here's all the supply list and the cutting instructions and scoring instructions. Thank you for sharing Creativity and Company with me today. Remember to shop with me to get what you want for your next crafting project.